Hello, this is Kat again, and I wanted to show you an example today of how we're going to use Google Drive to transmit photos and documents from your computer to the Wubbers team for inclusion in Wubbers University. Google Drive is a product that is free from Google. It's really handy for doing collaboration, for sharing files, for sharing photos. You can also use it in some cases to create documents. So if you don't have Microsoft Word, for example, you can go into Google Drive. When you can create a new document, presentation, spreadsheet, or even a form, which is really handy. We're not going to be creating documents within Google Drive. We simply want to use it to transmit files. A lot of email services won't allow you to transmit files that are over a certain size, so this is a workaround. It also eliminates the problem of only being able to send maybe 5 at a time from your iPhone. So if you can get the photos to your computer, you can then transmit them to us through Google Drive. I recommend that you launch Chrome as your browser. Chrome is designed to work with Google Drive, so it'll have fewer problems. So go ahead and download if you haven't already. So you'll log into your Google account. Along the top, you'll see a black bar. You may be in Gmail at first because a lot of people check their Gmail accounts as their mail client. Then if you click Drive, you'll be presented with this screen right here. What we want to do is we want to create some folders. Within those folders, we're going to create places to put our graphics and our text. So we're going to start out by creating a folder. You'll notice there's an icon at the top, new folder in my drive. And I'm going to call this Kat Kramer because this is going to be where I put my tutorials, and I want my name to be included on the top level. At this point, you can then close out of this Meet Your Drive. If you download this Google Drive app for Mac or for PC, it's a shortcut that when you open a window within your computer, you'll notice that I have Google Drive automatically showing up over here in the left-hand side of my window. So if you want to go ahead and take a moment to download Google Drive, that's going to make it very easy for you to drag and drop files and folders. I'm going to close out of that window. So I've created a folder called Kat Kramer. If I click once on it, it opens another view and you can see what the contents are of that folder. Since I haven't created any other folders, it's empty. But I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder, and I'm going to call it Copper Pressed Pendant, and click the Create button. Okay. Now I also have another tutorial I'm creating, and that tutorial is going to be a photo tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder and call it Photo Tutorial. I'm going to capitalize that, make it nice and pretty, for iPhone and iPad, and click to create that secondary folder. So you can see that you have two folders now. If I click on either one of them, they're empty. But you will notice on the left-hand side, it's showing me a hierarchy. So within my Google Drive, I have a folder called Kat Kramer. I have two folders, Copper Pressed Pendant and Photo Tutorial for iPhone. You can tell that I'm in the Copper Pressed Pendant folder because it's red. Also at the top, these are called breadcrumbs, but you can see from my Google Drive, I'm in the Kat Kramer folder, in the folder called Copper Pressed Pendant. At this point, I can go ahead and create a document, or I can go ahead and drag some files into the window. So I'm going to open up this folder on my desktop called Kat Kramer Tutorial, and I'm going to find my Word document, click and drag it into the window. And if I move this over, you'll see that it's actually uploading, and now it's complete. It's very fast. I can then click and drag these other items. If I want to use a shift key, I can click and choose multiples. I could also draw a box and select multiples, and then click and drag these into the window. And at this point, I'm done, so I can close this window from my desktop. You'll also notice this is very important, but you want to name your photos in order. So for example, photo 01, photo 02. It's important to include the 01 because if you're looking at a folder, it's going to sort them in order, and it does not see 1 as being the same as 01. So go ahead and name those with a 01. I'm going to close this little upload window. And if I click on any of these, it will actually allow me to preview it. There's some other options down here. There's a View All button where I can view all of the thumbnails, and if I click on these, I can view all of my photos. At this point, I'm going to choose this X up in the upper right-hand corner to close this window and go back to my view of the folder. All right, so now I want to go ahead and share this. At this point, I've uploaded them to the internet, to the cloud, but I need to share them with other people. So at this point, I'm going to go back to my drive where I can see this folder. If I click on this little box right here, this checkbox, another option appears, which is share. So go ahead and click share. If I just want to copy a link and email it to somebody, I can do that. I can also share a link via email. So if I click here, it'll open Gmail with this link. I can also use Google+, Facebook, or Twitter. At this point, this is actually set as private, so only people that I've invited down here at the bottom can access it. So for example, if I wanted to invite Lexi at wubbers.com, I can now invite her and set her permissions so that she can edit or only view. It's important to choose Can Edit. Then go ahead and click Share and Save. You'll notice as soon as I add a person that this person is now listed in the window. If I want to change the access though, right now it's private, I can click Change. I can choose anyone with the link, or I could even choose public on the web. We're going to use anyone with a link. So go ahead and click Save at the bottom. And now if I click this, save it and email it to somebody, then when they get that email, they can go ahead and click the link and they will open Google Drive and they can see it. So when you're done, go ahead and click Done. All right, and you'll notice as soon as I do that, my folder now says Kat Kramer and it's shared. If I click on that, that also means that anything within the folder is also shared. So my copper pressed pendant is also shared, and all of the documents that are within are shared. So I can go back to my Google Drive and just make sure everything looks good. So at this point, your documents are ready to go, and you can send us an email or you can send us the link and we'll be able to get in there, download your images, and create a beautiful Wubbers tutorial for you. Thanks for listening, and if you have any questions, just be sure and get in touch with us and let us know. Thank you.